So I read something. I read it, then I heard it, then I watched it. It was fascinating to me.
Okay.
So you know that there was the matric results that came out, I think like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Okay.
Whenever
Yeah.
it came out.
Yeah.
And there's this school in, I think it's Limpopo. I could be wrong, but that's irrelevant. 15 students, matric students. All 15 failed. There's a bunch of factors, but one of the factors that they had, that they mentioned, was the fact that they didn't want to pass because they were scared of being bewitched. So they had this, and apparently it's a known thing in this town or in this place, is that if you have success, people will come after you.
Okay.
And naturally that got me thinking about, damn, everybody wants to be successful, right? But we have a bunch of stuff that we don't really understand about success within ourselves already that prevents us from having it.
It's quite interesting you say everybody wants to be successful. So the question would be, everybody wants to be successful.
Yeah.
At what?
Ooh. I mean,
Because there are plenty of beggars on the street that are very successful at begging.
true story. That's a fact. That's a known fact. For those of you who don't know, some beggars are very good at what they do.
Correct. And they are very successful.
Yeah.
So I guess there needs to be some maybe context around success.
Yes. So one is going to be context around success, but two, I actually just wanted to talk a little bit about, like the differences between. So like one thing in terms of this episode and researching was around imposter syndrome, right? So not feeling like you're good enough for a specific thing. So you get a promotion. And I'll use myself as a great example, right? I've moved into a new role within the business, and I'm kind of sitting. Yeah, there's moments where I'm like, yeah, I can do this. I got this. I can do this. Then there's moments where it's like, I can't actually do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I should go back and say, listen, guys, this is not for me. And in all honesty, that is something that I've truly wanted, is to move into a more senior role within the team. But when I got it, it was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, so if I put it in terms of, from the dictionary from Alan T. Walter, he says success is having attained what you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Success is the ability to find a want, then be able to do what is needed in order to attain and have the want.
Got you.
So if we put that in context, a beggar they're very successful.
Yeah.
Most beggars are very successful at what they do. Why? Because that's all they want, is to stand on the street and ask for money.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the ability to do that.
Mm.
They have the ability to stand there. And then they do what is needed to be done.
Yeah.
And that is success. So if you put it in context around the school children, or if they think they're going to be bewitched for passing exams, that's very different to success.
Interesting.
That's my take anyway.
Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know who we are, we just happened to land on your feed. Welcome to the Uncovering Greatness podcast. As always, I am your host, Sule, and today, I'm switching this one up for you. Today, I am joined by the fittest processor in the world. My processor's fitter than your processor. The reason I'm saying that is because this weekend, Nicole was successful in completing a 21K race.
Yes, a half marathon. Thank you very much.
Good job. How was it?
It was challenging for my first 21-kilometer race. Having never run 21 kilometers before, it certainly was challenging, but I did enjoy it, and I was very, very happy at the end with my results and how it finished up.
So what's the goal was to just finish?
The goal was to finish in under 3 hours.
And you did it in?
2 hours, 32 minutes.
Yeah. And this is your first one?
My first one.
Man.
So I was very happy.
Nice. All right. So, talking about success.
Okay.
There's method to my madness sometimes. So, okay, so I started with that story about the kids and all of that jazz, and then I spoke about myself and all of that. And there's something that you teach or something you've taught me, and I don't think we've ever spoken about it here on the podcast, and you'll break it down a little bit more. But, so for example, what is success breakout? I know it's a weird way to start this. So you said, so you gave the context of what success is.
Yes.
The definition, not the context, the definition.
So success breakout, I'll use the example of me going on my running journey, and my goal was to, at the very beginning, my daughter said, come on, Mom, let's do a 21K. Let's sign, that'll be a nice challenge for us. I'm going to sign us up. So it was cool. And so we walked a journey, but we ran on the journey. Yeah. So we walked this journey of training and, starting running 2.5Ks, then 5Ks, and then, building it up until, 15Ks. And then, that was what the coach said was that, you have to do one long run of about 15 kilometers before you do your first 21. You don't have to run 21, you just have to be able to run 15.
Okay.
So, which was great. And then you got to trust the process. So now I've run the 21Ks. I've been successful in running it. But now success breakout is, I can run. So now I go on holiday. Mm-hmm. And what most people do is they go on holiday and then they stop running. And then they're not able to run it again. So a lot of people get stuck into that trap of they hit success and they're breaking out of that mode of I can't do it into I can do it. And then often what happens is they go on holiday. But success breakout is when you break through into that level of success and now you can do it again and again and you can keep doing it.
Okay.
So we're breaking out of the mold of I've never done this before. Because now I've done it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be, in terms of success breakout, it's a level we reach where we break through that barrier and we create success.
So why do we, that thing that you mentioned, and that's just so spot on, the whole thing of, I'm doing the prep, I run the 15, right? For example, I run the 15Ks, then I go on holiday. And I do what I do with my holiday, I live my life, and then I come back to my normal life, and I cannot do the 15K again.
So let's go back to success breakout. Because
Okay.
your question was success breakout, and I started giving you all the things that happen at success breakout. So let's just go back. Success breakout, and this is according to Alan C. Walter, is a forceful break from a restrictive condition resulting in an expansion of strength or effectiveness, arising to the condition of achieving the desired objective or objectives. Okay, so success breakout on Sunday, running a 21K, I hit that success breakout.
Okay.
Because before my conditioning was that I couldn't run. Mm-hmm. Okay, so by doing regular, and my thought process was I'm a really bad runner.
Okay.
I can't run. I'll never be able to run. And, my girls all made jokes about it. Who would have thought their 50-year-old mother would be running a half marathon? Never in their wildest dreams did they kind of see that. So that's success breakout.
Okay.
Now what happens is we have success breakout. We do something. We go, I've done it. And then instead of moving on to the next level of I'm going to do it again, most people quit because they go, I've done it. I reached my goal. Now I'm done.
Would you say that you go back to a comfortable version of yourself?
So we go back. So that success breakout, I broke through that condition.
Yes.
And then what happens is we go, oh, I broke through it. So, and then we get comfortable and we go back to what we were before.
So I did it, it's done. I don't need to do it again.
And a lot of that is happening on a subconscious level. It's not a conscious decision. So what happens is we go, oh, you know, I hit my success. Now I can have a rest.
I deserve a rest.
I deserve a rest. You know, I've worked hard. I've trained hard. Let me go have a break. Let me go on holiday. And then what happens is we stop, and then it becomes very hard to get moving again.
Makes sense.
So then, and that's where we go back to where we were before, and then we have to literally start all over again, because now I've got to start running the 2.5, the 5, and I'm very aware of how long it took me to get to 21, and I'm going, I've just been on holiday, now I have to come back, oh, this is going to be hard work. So then we don't do it. Instead of, if I keep running, so I take, yes, rest for the next 2 or 3 days, but then pick it up again and go for another run Wednesday or Thursday. It doesn't have to be at 21, but I run 5Ks. It's going to allow me to keep, you know, and maintain that success breakout. I'm not going on a holiday, if that makes sense. I'm keeping doing the right work.
So would you say that the going on holiday part is like some sort of self-sabotage? Like I'm rewarding myself for this. I deserve it. You make up the things that you need to make up to not keep going.
And it's not to make. So it's not about the going on holiday. It's the rest, and it's the rest period. So when we talk going on holiday, we're not saying, take a
physically
trip.
going on
physically
holiday.
Going on holiday. We're talking about taking a break from what we were doing. And we take a break from the successful actions. So what were the successful actions that allowed me to run a 21K?
Oh, okay.
So it was eating correctly, and it was running 4 times a week. Whether I did 2.5Ks or whether I did 10Ks or whether I, whatever it was, 4 times a week, I was doing some form of running.
Sorry, before you continue, before I forget, because I feel like what you said there is crazy. Is it the 4 times a week is the thing, the running part of it?
Yes.
Like
for me, these were my successful actions.
Yes.
Was running 4 times a week and eating properly.
No. So the reason I ask is because I was like, when you said that, I was like, okay, successful actions, right? So I want to win. I want to do X. How important is it to create successful actions of 4 times a week of running, irrespective of the distance? Did you run 4 times this week?
Correct. And that's, for me, that's been a successful action. Why? Because it's something that I can control and maintain. No matter how tired I was, it was okay. I can put the dogs in the car and I can drive down to, we have a bird sanctuary that, so I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because 1, I'm exercising my dogs, but 2, I'm also exercising myself. I'm doing the right actions. So no matter how bad I felt leading up in the last month, a successful action is 4 times a week run. Whether I'm running 2.5Ks or whether I'm running 5Ks, whether I'm running at 6.5 minutes a K or I'm running at 8.5 minutes a K, it doesn't matter. It's just go there and run.
See, the reason why I asked you to repeat that, because I feel like that is so helpful for me right now. So my struggle has been, over like the past 3 weeks, has been, my time's not improving. My time's getting worse. It hasn't been, dude, you've ran 4 times this week. Like, when did you do that before?
So, and it's so funny you say that, because, and this is where another successful action for me was to get a running program.
Okay.
And, I'm 50. So get a running program for a 50-year-old,
Yeah, it's
not a running program
for
for
a 20-year-old.
a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's very important.
and this is also very, very important for me. So one of the things that this running program that I looked at was, if you want to run longer, you have to run slower. And it goes against everything that I was ever taught about running.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was run slower for longer. So instead of running at 6 minutes or 6.5 minutes, okay, run at 7.5 minutes, okay, between 7.5 and 8 minutes, okay, and run, instead of running 3Ks, run 5Ks. It's at between 7.5 and 8 minutes, okay.
The length will be the exact same, but it's just the pace
And
that
you
you're
are
setting
running
yourself
slower.
for. Yeah.
Okay, that will give you the ability to run for longer, which, if you actually think about it, does actually make sense. So that is what I started doing. Instead of trying to get faster every run, because my thinking was run 2.5 Ks and then, or run a 5K. It took me 40 minutes. Now I've got to beat the 40 minutes.
Yeah, same.
Now see if you can do it in 35 minutes. See if you can do it in 32 minutes.
Am I trying to get quicker and quicker and
Quicker and quicker.
gassing out quicker?
Correct.
Yeah.
And basically this coach says run for longer at a slower pace. So instead of trying to run 5Ks faster, run 7Ks and run slower. So run at 8 or 7:50 a K. Okay, so now you start, if you've been running at 6.5 minutes a K, and now you've got to run at 7:50 a K. You feel like you are going in slow motion. It is hard.
It is.
Well, this is my experience, and please don't get me wrong. I'm not a running coach. I'm just sharing my experience.
This is also not a running podcast. There's a point to this. Don't worry. I promise you.
So it was a successful action for me to run slower. So then what I started doing is running slower. So then I stopped worrying about how far or how many Ks I was running or how quick I could do it. It was just get out there and run 4 times. And so just by doing that, it became, I'm not worried about if I'm running fast or slow. It's just, one is get into the consistent habit of running 4 times a week. Whether I run 2.5 Ks or I run 10 Ks, but I also did set myself a goal in every week. So it was, am I running, a total of 40 Ks in a week?
Okay, so then you added something on top of it to now make it more challenging, if that's the correct thing.
To make myself grow. So what is the thing I'm going to do this week to make myself grow?
Also to make yourself more uncomfortable.
Yes.
I like that.
So it's a case of, so I'm running 4 times a week, but yes, there were some days where I was supposed to, it said in the running program, run 10 Ks, and I was like, I am exhausted, it is cold, it is wet, it is raining, this is the last thing I feel like doing, there is no ways I'm running 10 Ks. So I was like, okay, well, can I run 2.5?
Yeah,
so I went and ran 2.5. And then the next run was supposed to be a 5K, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to run 10. And I didn't follow the running program to a T, but I did, I'd say 80% of what the running program said I should do. But the number one thing that the running program says is run 4 times a week. So that was my successful action.
Yeah.
Run 4 times a week.
Followed it.
Okay. Then I started adding stuff like run slower, run for longer, I did not focus on doing a 5K time trial or anything like that because I just didn't have capacity to do that. But the successful action for me was running 4 times a week.
I mean, how important is it to understand that capacity that you have? Because, going, okay, cool, I'm going to do a 5K time trial. That's... Because that could... And honestly, maybe it's just me, but that could stuff up all your progress.
Well, certainly for me, it would have. Because... where I was and the things that were happening, it was more important to focus on, the goal was to build to a 15K, 2 weeks before I did my 21. So I knew that I could run 15. And the program says if you can run 15, you can run 21. And that's where I was like, okay, that for me was the goal, is to focus on running 15. And 2 weeks before, come hell or high water, I needed to make sure I ran 15 Ks.
Okay.
And the day that we went to run the 15 Ks, I had all these little voices going, should I, shouldn't I? Maybe I should only run 10. Maybe, oh, my knee's a bit sore. Oh, this, oh, that. And it was like, no, because if I don't do it today, when am I going to do it?
Yep.
Because if it doesn't work today, I have next weekend to try again. But if I quit on today, I don't have,
You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So go for it, push it as hard as you can and run the 15. And if you're running it at 8 or 10 minutes a K, whatever it is, just focus on the distance. And yeah, I mean, there were things that, like in the coach, it says run for an hour. That's all you got to do is run for an hour. Doesn't matter how far you run, just run for an hour.
Yeah.
Run slowly and run for an hour. Because if you can run for an hour, then in 2 weeks' time, you can run for an hour and a half.
Okay.
And so there are things like that those were some of the successful actions that I did so that I could get to the point where I was running 21. But if we go back to what we were talking about, I needed to do all those successful actions in order to create success and have the breakout of, I can run 21. And now the next thing I need to do is that you come through the finish line, and I can guarantee you there are people standing there with flyers promoting the next races. Why do they do that?
Because you're in it now.
Because
You've
now
done
you're
it.
in it, you're in a high, you're like excited, cool, let me book my next race.
Great
Which
time
is,
to capture you, yeah.
one, it's a great time to capture you, but two, that is the next successful action I know I need to take to keep running. Because did I just run 21 to prove that I could do it? No, I ran 21 to get fit and to run because I have other people in my life that run. I want to be able to run with them. So now that I've finished a 21K, I know how far I can run. Now I can work on getting faster. Because now I know what needs to happen. I know the capacity. I know all those things. I know the last 3 kilometers of that 21K is the hardest 3 kilometers I've ever run in my life. It felt like the worst because you're coming in, you know that it's not far to go, and the damn thing's all uphill.
Now
And-
it feels like it is long to go.
And there are things that I did, like once I went past that 15K, I mean, I didn't talk to anybody the whole race. But I think I was on about K17, and I was running, and there was a guy, like I could feel him running next to me. And after, I don't know, sort of 20 paces, like we hadn't moved, we were still, and then I kind of looked down to see the color of his bib, and it was orange, and orange was 42 Ks, blue was 21.
Okay.
So I knew he was running the marathon. So I was like, oh, you're running the marathon, 42. Jeez, well done, good job. And then we started a conversation. And we got chatting about running with our dogs and where do we live. And, I say random things, but it was a successful action to take my mind off of
What's left.
what's left.
Yeah.
And did I run with him the rest of the race? Hell no. But I ran with him for 1 kilometer, and I kept the same pace, chatting to him, until I was like, okay, I need to take a break and walk for a little bit.
Yeah.
And when I was ready to do that, I said to him, good luck with your 42, cheers.
Chill. Created a successful act to distract you from giving
But
up.
I created a successful act.
Damn.
Okay. And this is where it's so important. What are the successful actions you're taking?
Yeah.
And do you know what they are? Do you know what they look like? Do you know what you could do? And like I've heard stories of like they have what's called a pacer.
Yes.
So somebody that's going to
That
run
goes
at a certain pace, and if you
to
want to
set the
finish
pace.
in 4 hours 30 in the marathon, you stick with them. And I heard a group of people, and they were like a little bit in front of me, and they were like, the guy had a tambourine in his pocket, jing, 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 jing. And then they were all talking and singing as they were going. And somebody shouted from the side of the road, "Oh, bus driver, take them home." And because it's called a bus.
Okay.
A pace setter is a bus.
Okay.
Because that's the bus of people get on. And I was like, oh, I've heard people talk about hook onto a bus. And that was another point in the race where I hooked onto a busload of people, and they're singing and talking and chanting, and that kept me going but the problem was that was like in the 19 Ks, and then they turned off to keep going on the 42, and then they disappeared.
Okay.
Now I've got no one to keep me going other than myself. But yeah, not to take away from the podcast, but there are some successful actions that you can do, that you can learn, and to allow you to keep going in those moments where it's hard. So for me, those are some of the successful things that I did that allowed me to finish.
How? I love the way this flowed. How do you create? So, for example, I feel like it sounds to me like you're very deliberate in terms of creating successful acts. Was this things you wrote down, or was it just in your head? How did it? How does somebody? So, for example, somebody wants to take this what you're talking about and apply it to their lives. How do I?
Okay. So for me, I didn't write anything down. I was very clear on I wanted to run a 21K because someone suggested we do that. So what are the successful things that I need to do in order to make sure that I succeed? I need to set myself up to win. Okay, so number one, okay, I know somebody that has a running program. They signed up for one a year ago, and they have it. So I asked them for it.
Okay, step one.
Step one, I need a running program.
Get help.
Okay,
yeah.
Get help. Get help from the right place. Okay, so I was like, cool. Okay, because I can, anybody can put on a pair of shoes and run. You don't even have to put on a pair of shoes to run. You can just run.
You just go, as long as you have feet.
So it was, okay, cool. The other thing that I also knew that I had to do was get a good pair of running shoes, because one of the things that hurt me before, and one of the reasons why I didn't run, is I often get sore ankles and sore knees.
Okay.
And I was struggling with shin splints. Okay.
It's the worst.
So every time I started running, I'd get shin splints. So that was one of my beliefs of I can't run because I get shin splints. Okay. So get yourself a decent pair of running shoes. So that was a successful action for me. Go and have my feet tested and make sure that the shoes that I have are not 100 years old. Because that was something, it sounds silly, but I was running in the same shoes I've been running in for the last 5 years. Or trying to run in.
Expecting different results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So got myself a decent pair of running shoes. That was a successful action. Okay. Getting a running coach, that was a successful action. And set yourself up to win by getting the right advice from the right people.
I feel like that's the one that is so key that I think people miss when it comes to doing anything successfully, is setting yourself up to win, right? You didn't go, okay, somebody else, I'm going to say tricked you into running the 21K, and you then agreed, right? You didn't go, okay, cool, I'm going to run a 21K, and then once you were signed up, you went put on your running shoes and ran it the next day. Because if you did that, you were going to be like, I don't want it.
Some people can do that.
Yeah. Hey.
But I'm not some people.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing, is that I made sure that I got advice from the right people.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and when we say right people, because I could run with my friend and I can get my advice from my friend who's also run 21. Okay, but she's only ever coached herself.
Okay, so she knows how to do for her.
She knows what works for her. Okay. A running coach who's coached lots of people knows what works for different people.
Fair. Makes sense.
So it's important to make sure you, and this is where I say, get the right advice from the right people. So, like in terms of nutrition and health, I asked various different people, what do you do at a race? What do you eat? What works for you? Okay. And then I tried it on runs to see what worked.
Okay.
Okay. So I tried a goo or a gel. Okay. I've never ever felt like so, it made me feel so disgusting. I just wanted to vomit. And I had this like, my throat felt like it was this big with the gel.
Okay.
Now, do all gels do that? I have no idea. I wasn't going to try a million different gels. But I tried one and it didn't agree with me.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the other thing I can try? Okay, so somebody else said potatoes. Okay, great. So get on a run, try potatoes, see if they help me.
Okay.
Okay, and test it from the point of view of one on a short run where is there an instant reaction? So
Okay.
like a goo or a gel, there was an instant reaction. My throat felt really big and it didn't work. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So what else could I try? On my next 5K, try a potato, see if that works. See if there's any, does it get stuck in my throat or anything like that. Okay. Then the other thing that somebody else said was if the goos and the gels don't work, try the chews. So like Jelly Babies and things like that.
Okay.
So I tried that and that actually worked. So I was like, okay, cool. I found something, found what worked. So it wasn't like I went on a 21 and took a bottle of Coke and chips with me and because somebody told me that works.
Yeah, because that might have worked for
I tried and tested it along the way to make sure that I had something that worked.
Yeah, you know what? I was just thinking when you were saying that, and sorry, you guys are going to have to do some work for yourselves. But if you flip it into a business context, it's the same thing, right?
100%. You get advice from the right people
100%.
who will tell you you need to fuel every 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers, depending on what you're eating and how far you're running and what have you. And then they'll give you a list of 5 things that you can eat or fuel your body with.
Yeah.
And then you go and test and try the 5 things to see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, why'd you go get advice from them if you're not going to actually do it?
And, you test it on a small scale. Does it agree with you? Is it part of your values? Is it part of your morals? Does it, there's no point in somebody saying go eat potatoes when you're highly allergic to potatoes.
Yeah.
Or go use bananas. And then a lot of people react to bananas, so.
I actually didn't know that. I'm trying to think if I react, but I didn't know that.
People are allergic to bananas. Well, there's no point in fueling on a banana if you know that you're going to react to it.
Yeah,
so
it's just going to make it worse.
It's the same in business. There is no point in going and trying to do something that doesn't agree with your morals and values. It's just going to make you feel sick and you're going to hate it. So don't do it.
And I think that's something that people miss. And I think it's I can't remember the episode, but you guys will have to go back. But sometimes people go, especially in business, right? You go and you seek advice from the wrong people, but it's more of a thing of, it's actually not, you're not looking for advice, you're just looking for agreement, which is 2 very different things.
They are very different things.
Vastly different things.
Because if you're looking for agreement, you will find somebody. You may have to look a long time, but if you are looking for agreement, it's like these people that believe the world is flat.
Oh yeah, they found each other.
They'll find each other
Flat
eventually.
earthers. Not eventually. Just go on Facebook. There's somebody having an argument about flat earth right now.
But, you will find it.
Yeah. And I think that it's so important in terms of for this episode and in terms of success and for anybody watching, my opinion, Nicole will give her viewpoint. Actually, my opinion. Is that the understanding of, firstly, what do you want is so key.
Correct. Because I could have got challenged to a 21K. Did I want to do it or not?
Yes.
And I have been challenged in the past. And I know certainly, when I look back last year, same challenge came up in sort of the November area and said, we're going to run a 10K. Are you in? And I said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't need to run a 10K.
What about
and I say last year, I'm talking 2024. So 2025, when it came up, and I was like, yeah, I've been running quite a bit this year, in and off, and
You're in a different position.
I'm in a very different position.
Yeah.
A 21K, yes, that is something I would like to do. That is a great challenge for me.
But more so, you knew that you were setting yourself up for success versus setting yourself up for failure, right? Because you were going, okay, when you guys asked me the first time, for example, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't running. Yeah, maybe you were doing CrossFit. Very different to running a 21K.
Correct.
Completely and utterly different. Whereas now when the challenge came up, it was like, okay, I'm probably a little bit better prepared. If I add this, and this, I could do it. So you set yourself up so much better. And I feel like we spoke about New Year's resolutions and stuff like that a while back. But I feel like that's what happens with resolutions. Is people set themselves, it's almost like it's a nice to have, but the truth of it all is that you're setting yourself up to fail. And that's just so unfair on yourself.
And also when it came up, when we were discussing entering a 21K, it was also, do I have the time to do it now? And is it something that is going to take me off course of where I'm going, or is it something that is going to keep me on course of where I'm going?
It's just another distraction.
Because this is a want. And, I could go and say, I want to take up fishing or whatever, I don't know. But it's not something that is in line with where I'm going at the moment.
Yes.
So if I got challenged to enter, I don't know, a fishing competition or a motorbike competition or whatever, it's not in line with where I'm going. So I had to find something that's in line with where I want to go. It also suits the time frame. It also aligns with some of the other things. So can I kill two birds with one stone? My dogs need to be exercised. If they don't, there is a life and death threatening situation that happens at home because they get frustrated with each other, then they fight with each other. Then it's vet bills. So my dogs need to be exercised. So going for a run
Exercises them.
It's exercising them. Okay, great. So now if I help them, I'm helping me. Then they're also helping me, because the number of times I'm sitting there going, I don't feel like going for a run. And I've got this face looking at me going, like, come on.
Do you really want to do this? Do you really want us to fight?
So it aligned with where I was going.
Yeah.
And aligns with other things that I not have to do, I need to do. I need to take my dogs for a walk, because if I don't, they're going to fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and that's where it was so important for me. And it was like fascinating, the guy that I was chatting to when we were running, similar story. His dog is also an energetic dog and needs to move. So same story, takes his dog for a run every day. It aligns with his goals.
And that's actually, sorry, I was about to say something crazy. I was like, yeah, if you want to lose weight, go get a dog. Don't do that. That's not one.
No.
That's not a good idea.
Because running
Yeah.
is not necessarily a way to lose weight.
Yeah. Sorry. That's why I stopped myself. But I just said it anyway, because any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
So if we go back to success is finding out what you want. And that's where we've talked now, is that, does it align? Is it something you want to do? Are you prepared to do the actions? Do you have time? Okay, and can you set yourself up to win? And that's where, in terms of success, find out what you want. Not what are you being challenged to, what are you being, what everybody else is doing, and I've got nothing else to do. No, what is it that you want to do?
Yeah.
So find out what you want, and then start putting in the steps to take the action in order to make it happen. And I do have to share this, because like you said, this is not a running podcast.
Yeah.
Because here I am struggling like mad to stay focused on this. I'm running 21Ks. And the guy that does the running podcast, he was running up and down with his selfie stick and his phone, and like running backwards and forwards and catching people and then running backwards. And so, in terms
Lost
of
my mind.
it was like fascinating. And I mean, there was another guy there that was like doing hurdles over every cone that he saw. And I'm like, I'm just trying to focus on running. And, you know, so for me, it's like, that is not something I want to do, is do a hurdle over every flippin' traffic cone I see or run backwards and forwards. It was very clear. My goal is just to finish the 21.
You know, it's fascinating. I don't even, are there any pictures of this?
There is.
Oh, I was about to say, that's like one of the craziest things, because you spoke about the running podcast guy, right? And I'm always blown away by influencers who do that, who run and hold the phone. I struggle to just hold myself while I'm running. So that's why I'm like, you don't, I know you don't take pictures, but I'm surprised that you did take pictures as well. Actually, I'm proud that you took pictures.
So this is where you have other people to do it for you. So at the race, they've got photographers.
Okay.
So as you're running and you put in
so
your race number. I didn't.
You didn't care about that.
No. I was focused on what I needed to do.
And that's like the best part, right? Like you don't, and I feel like in terms of success and what we're talking about, it's such an important thing where people, in my opinion, where people get stuck is the whole social media thing. Right, I actually heard this on the radio the other day where the presenter kind of asked, why do you have to record your gym session? And the response was, well, if I don't record it, did it really happen? And I was like, wait, so you doing this to prove it to other people?
Yep.
You're not recording to prove it. And I was like, oh, so that's like, that to me is a little bit stupid, because if you're doing things for other people.
It's like buying a t-shirt that says, I did this.
Yes.
And then you never did it.
100%. Yeah, I'm going to get a whole bunch of those t-shirts this year. I'm going to do an Ironman. I'm going to do all the CrossFits across the world. Because you don't know, right?
So
and people are, what
so,
do you want?
Yeah, it is. So go back to what are the successful actions you need to do. And then when you hit that success breakout, what is the next thing you need to do?
Yeah.
Or what is some of the things you need to keep doing to keep that success?
Yeah, got to find that next thing to drive yourself. I think that's just so important. Thank you. Well done.
Awesome.
And we'll see you on the next 21K. You're not allowed to record until you do another one. You just teach from a different perspective with that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening, watching. We hope that this was incredibly valuable to you guys. Just apply my take, apply what you listen to, and go from there. See you guys next week.
Bye.